Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗃𝑔uru's channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me is my good friend Savio Rodrigues, and we are going to be continuing our conversation about Maldives, malintentions, mal motives, whatever you want to call it. A lot of things happening in India. They have been having some not so desirable footprints, and we have some new revelations to share with you. So please first like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so right away. You can see that maybe today or tomorrow MSM will pick this up, but we are always, as always, the first ones to come out with the data. Savio wrote this article in Goa Chronicle, so I'm just trying to do a bit of a follow-up on that. So let's welcome Savio Rodrigues. Savio, namaskar and welcome to 𝗣𝗃𝑔uru's channel.
Namaskar, Sree Iyer. Pleasure to be on your show again.
Pleasure is all ours. Savio, you've been working relentless, and you've been digging around, unearthing things that perhaps a certain individual who goes by the name of Dr. Muizzu may not want us to all know. But be that as it may, a lot of things are coming up. I'm going to let you take the lead from here on. You can tell us when to load the slide deck so that we can show some of the faces behind the names that you will be discussing. You can ask us, and then we'll be able to put up the slide deck. Over to you.
Thank you, Sree, and thank you to the viewers of the 𝗣𝗃𝑔uru's channel. I have, over the last month and a half, been expressing my apprehensions about the growth of terror operatives in Maldives, because we have been tracking terror operatives from different countries, focusing on India. And Maldives, in the recent time, and even in certain terror acts in the past, has had a very critical role to play. Now we have identified, in the recent expose that we have done, the key players of the roles in Maldives, and how the terror operatives get tacit support of the government that is in Maldives at this point of time. The president of Maldives is Dr. Mohammed Muizzu. In our expose before on 𝗣𝗃𝑔urus, we have exposed the links of Muizzu with an organization called 𝗤𝗣𝙗𝘗𝑆𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑓. 𝗤𝗤𝙗𝑆𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑓, the president is Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed. Sheikh Abdullah bin Mohammed is the brother of Sajida Mohammed, who is the wife of the president of Maldives, Dr. Muizzu's wife. There is another brother. His name is Ibrahim Mohammed. Ibrahim Mohammed trained with the Lashkar-E-Toiba at Muridke in Pakistan. Now, why am I telling you this at the start of what I'm saying? Because everything will interconnect into the real story of what is happening into Maldives. In 2005, there was a terror attack at the Indian Institute of Sciences in Bangalore, where a Professor Puri was shot dead and 4 people were injured. The gunmen were never caught. The mastermind was never caught. The reconnaissance man was never caught. In 2008, when the Mumbai 26/11 terror attack happened, there was a terrorist that was arrested by the name of 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝘗𝑆𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑓. 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝙗𝑆𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑓 in his confessions to the investigators at that time, revealed the name of a terror operative, an LET terror operative, named Ali Aashama, aka Ali Sham. Now, why is this name of Ali Aashama very important, and how everything links together? Ali Aashama was the reconnaissance man that took the photographs of target areas in Bangalore and of the Indian Institute of Sciences. He planned the operation, he provided the photographs, the videos, and he was the reconnaissance man and also the mastermind behind the terror attack on 2005. But he escaped. Nobody knew who he was. and nobody could get to him at that point of time because he left and he escaped from India. Till he shows up in 2008 Mumbai 26/11 terror attack. He was working with Faisal Arun. Faisal Arun was a Bangladeshi. He and Faisal Arun were tasked by the LET to build up the LET operations in South India, which is predominantly in the coastal Kerala and coastal Karnataka, and certain parts of Tamil Nadu as well. Now, Ali Aashama and Faisal Arun were tasked for the Mumbai 26/11, were tasked with the responsibility of procuring the weapons and supplying the weapons to the terrorists, that is 𝙒𝙑𝙤𝙀 and team that executed the Mumbai 26/11 terror attack. Now, the third name that is important is Mohd Ziliyan, as we had exposed also on Goa Chronicle and PE Gurus. The world was told that there was one reconnaissance man, and that was 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙦 for the 26/11. There were actually two reconnaissance men. To be more precise, three. One is in the jail in India, where he was an Indian. 𝗤𝙑𝙤𝙦 was a Pakistani, and Mohd Ziliyan was a Maldivian. Now, in 2005, 2004, 2005, and earlier, Mohd Ziliyan used to study in Bengaluru itself. Now, look at the coincidence in the dates and the timelines. Mohd Ziliyan used to study in Bengaluru itself. Ali Aashama befriended Mohd Ziliyan in Bengaluru itself. After the terror attack in Bengaluru, Mohd Ziliyan, which we don't know as of now, whether he was one of the gunmen, whether he was involved in any way, but he was not in Bengaluru, he went back to Maldives. And when he went back to Maldives, he was involved in an uprising in Maldives. Therefore, his family sent him to Yemen via Colombo, where he regrouped with LET people and was sent for training to again 𝗤𝙑𝗪𝗀𝘃, Pakistan. Where did Ali Aashama receive his training? 𝗤𝙑𝗪𝗃, Pakistan. So, for the Mumbai 26/11 terror attack, Mohd Ziliyan, Ali Aashama, who already know each other from Bengaluru, because he was a student in Bengaluru at that time, Mohd Ziliyan. And you have the third character, Ibrahim Mohammed, who is the brother-in-law of President Muizzu, who was also trained at the LET camp around the same time. Now, where is Ali Aashama and where is Mohd Ziliyan? Ali Aashama is in Maldives. He is reportedly spotted in a Maldivian atoll called 𝗤𝙑𝙬𝗏. Sometime in 2012, while trying to play around or work with an IED device, there was a blast and he lost one of his eyes. He continues to move between 𝗏𝑢, the atoll that is there, and the one of the main cities in Maldives, that is 𝗤𝙑𝙬𝙏. Where is Mohd Ziliyan? Mohd Ziliyan's last spotting was in 𝗤𝙑𝙬𝗏 atoll in Maldives. Mohd Ziliyan moves between Maldives and Gulf countries. Mohd Ziliyan's relatives are very connected to the political circle in Maldives. Now, let's come to the present. 2023 September, Mohammed Shahnawaz, Mohammed Rizwan Ashraf, and Arshad Wasi were arrested by the Delhi Special Cell. Their handler was a Maldivian woman who approached them to a Telegram channel called 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙀. Besides donating to the Al-Ahwal camp, please remember the name, the Al-Ahwal camp. Mohammed Shahnawaz was also indoctrinated and was inspired to conduct or to orchestrate a terror attack, and the target areas was number one, Ayodhya, number two, Akshardham temple, and number three, the Chabbad house in Mumbai. The Delhi Police Special Cell kept an eye on them for roughly 2.5 months before they did the raid. And that is when we found this trail of connections. Now, on February 4th this year, a retired Pakistani soldier, Riaz Ahmed, was caught by the Delhi police again. And he was involved and planning on procuring weapons, reportedly focused on Kashmir. Now, this particular retired soldier of the Pakistani army was an LET operative. More importantly, Riaz Ahmed was an instructor at Murdike, which is the training camp. So you get different trainings out there. One is Durawa, Duraw-e-Arm and Durawa-e-Khas, which are different days of training, a 19-day training and a 30-odd day training that happens in weapons and various other things. Now, this is important. Why? And why do I keep insisting on the Maldivian president? Because on January 14, the Maldivian president, through the Maldivian government, chartered a plane from Syria to Turkey, Turkey to Malé, to bring back 24 terror operatives and their families who were at the Al-Hawal camp, which is on the Iraq-Syria border. Currently, as we speak, his government is working to bring 243 ISIS terror operatives who are housed in Afghan jails back to Maldives. The two people who were out of the radar and were connected to Mumbai 2611 continue to remain in Maldives. Maldives has a relationship with India and are supposed to fight terrorism together with India. That was the commitment of the Maldivian government. Yet, two of the people who have escaped Indian intelligence authorities and Indian authorities are currently housed in Maldives. I've given you these last spottings where they were. Maldives was always a fertile ground post 2010 for further recruitment. But it was something that was happening in early 2000. But when the attack on the Mumbai terror attack happened on 2008, Pakistan realized that LET could not be so active in Pakistan, and therefore they went about moving to other parts of the neighboring neighborhood in the Indian subcontinent, which they claimed was an encircling strategy. So you had Nepal, you had Sri Lanka, and you had Maldives. And because Maldives was more receptive to Islamic radicalism, to indoctrination, LET and ISIS and also Al Qaeda were able to find able recruits or strong recruits in the Maldivians. And Maldives at this point of time, with the recent uh, arrest of Mohammed Shahnawaz and team, and now and now the soldier Riaz Ahmed, it is a clear indication that LET operatives and ISIS operatives from Maldives want to foment trouble in India. They are targeting temples of value. They are targeting locations that are connected to Israelis. They will be targeting certain institutes, because that is how they plan their operations. I have no doubt that if the Maldivian woman and her brother have still not been caught since the raids that happened in 2023 in September, then there are terror cells still active with Maldivian handlers in India. And the only way we can crack down on them is if President Muizzu, who is a terror sympathizer himself and who's provided safe havens to terror operatives, comes clean and gives India Mohammed Ziliyan and Aashama, who are responsible for the Bangalore IIS, Indian Institute of Sciences terror attack, and the Mumbai 26/11 terror attack. That's the first step.
Thank you, Savio. See, I'm thinking that the reason these guys wanted India out was because India had some intelligence assets also in Maldives. We were keeping an eye on all these things. So clearly, if this was being planned just to disrupt the elections, for example, then it would be more inconvenient for them to have India. So just turn the whole thing around, say the campaign itself is India out, we want them out. In fact, I think they are telling India to leave by the 10th of March, which means there are still about a month and a half.
Yeah, I think that's been extended or will be extended till May. But
it better be. Yeah,
I don't have confirmation as of now. But you see the problem now. Nobody understands the nexus in terrorism. Okay, and that's what I've been tracking for the last several years and almost 2 decades right now. So the thing is, you have ISI involvement, which is from a terror angle. But ISI is getting its funds from China right now. So Muizzu is gone into completely with China and has got ISI backing through LET and ISIS. Why are they doing that? Because they are working on a strategy which is called the encircling strategy, Sree. The encircling strategy is where you use the neighborhoods to foment trouble in India while India is already focused on you. Till today, other than very distinct mention of Aashama during the confession of 𝗤𝙗𝘁 in the Mumbai 26/11 terror attack, there is not a single Maldivian hand mentioned in any investigations. When the hand is clear, as we have exposed. So, what was the compulsion of the authorities at that point of time and the government at that point of time to hide the Maldivian role? Is the China angle important? Was Maldives always fomenting trouble using China money passed on to ISI through LET and the ISIS operatives? Why is it that not a single mention of Maldives has come out? I have shown you now 2 operatives involved in Mumbai 26/11 who are Maldivians. Aashama supplied the weapons with Faisal Haroon, and Mohammed Ziliyan was the second reconnaissance man. In 2005 also there is a hand of Maldivians which never came out at that time. And 𝗤𝙗𝘁, one of the suspects who was acquitted because of lack of evidence in the Mumbai 26/11, he's still on trial for this Bangalore attack, and he mentions Aashama in his confession. So why has the Indian intelligence agencies, not intelligence agency, but the investigative authorities, both in Mumbai and Bangalore, completely kept out Maldivian hand? There is no trace of the Maldivian hand as far as terrorism activities in India is concerned. And then you have in 2023 Mohammed Shahnawaz planning a terror attack at Ayodhya, at Akshardham temple and his Chabbad house with 2 of his other friends and other ISIS operatives. I think it's time for the Indian government to get serious on terrorism happening out of the terror indoctrination happening in Maldives and the terror operatives that are coming into India or who are already in India. There has to be a mapping of all Maldivians in India, because somewhere down the road, someone will be connected to some ISIS or LET terror operator.
Thank you, Savio. So this is just a a cautionary note to make sure that India is careful and watchful. And also, viewers, if some of you, if somebody happens to see some of these faces, there may be still some assets working in India. So you can also tag the local authorities. So we're just that's why we put the slide deck. And once we get the picture of the missing person, whenever that happens, Savio and I will tweet it out so you know who the person is. Savio, we have a few questions for you. Let's take a few questions if you don't mind.
No.
Hitesh Saxena, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Prakash Rao Garu, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Virendra Nishad wants to know, hello, can you raise the issue of students getting killed, maybe murdered in Purdue University? In 10 days, 2 students were found dead. Authorities are claiming that these are suicides.
Well, I haven't investigated right now, but I'll certainly get my team to look into it.
Yeah, it's a little fishy, but we have to still do some.
We'll have to do some digging.
Yeah, also, guys, students are under tremendous pressure because there just aren't that many jobs. We have a lot of students coming in, and it's not easy to get jobs with a degree with not much experience. It's just it's a very right now. Most people come for high-tech jobs and postgraduate degrees, but that is the industry that is retrenching now. That is letting go of a lot of people. The tech companies are all laying off left, right, and center. So the climate isn't very good. So I wouldn't discount the suicide theory. But anyway, I mean, I just wanted to tell that it's not easy to get jobs now. In fact, India might be easier to get jobs. The 𝗤𝙎 stand wants to know, after knowing all this, why in the world are we still giving Maldives 600 crores?
I think we're giving Maldives 770 crores, not 600 crores. For a very simple reason, because diplomacy and works with building relationships with neighboring countries continue. There are infrastructure development projects, there are healthcare projects that the government is working with Maldivian government. Unfortunately for us at this point of time, the Maldivian government is not a pro-India government. Dr. Muizzu is, in simple words, a slave of China. If you listen to his speech, which was in the parliament 3 days ago, which 56 of the member of parliaments did not attend, and he was there only with his party, was a very, very pro-China speech. But we cannot stop doing work in the interest of the people of Maldives, because we see Maldives as a sister state for us. And therefore, the government will continue in its wisdom and its caution on whatever relationship it needs to with the government. So I don't think that should stop.
The 𝗤𝙎 stand wants to know, can Bharat get Maldives in the FATF grey list then?
I think that's something that needs to be considered. I'm going to see, I'm seeing, and I'm normally not wrong on these matters, and I'd like to be proved wrong, but there is an imminent threat for Maldivian LET and ISIS operatives to India as long as President Muizzu continues. Please understand that he is paying for ISIS operatives to come back to Maldives. I don't know whether you want to consider it humanitarian or not, but these are people with their own free will who chose to become terrorists. And they are now in camps in Iraq and Syria and in jails in Afghanistan. And this president is bringing them back. What do you think is going to happen to the people in Maldives when it's suddenly infiltrated with hardcore terrorists who are frontline terrorists? Please understand that Maldivians are always frontline terrorists. They are not like the Bangladeshis. Bangladeshis are normally taken over there to work in the kitchen, to do other jobs, other aspect of jobs, but they are not in the frontline warriors. Maldivians by nature are warriors, are survivors. Therefore, they are frontline terrorists, ruthless and brutal, and they've been brought back. How much more does that tell you about President Muizzu?
Indian wants to know, Savio, was the Indian embassy the original target for SL? This was later changed to the gathering as security was beefed up for embassy?
No, I don't have an answer to that. I honestly don't know.
Thank you so much, Savio. That's all for now. And
You're welcome.
please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Savio, thanks for heeding my request and coming at such short notice. Those two articles that he has put out in Goa Chronicle are very, very important. Please do read it, yours. And if you have not already subscribed to Goa Chronicle, please consider subscribing. He's also
Can I make one point,
Yeah.
Sree?
Go ahead.
I want to make a point to the people of India that in the run-up to 2024, there is an imminent threat from LET and ISIS operatives and enemies of India to foment trouble of a religious kind. While the focus continues to remain on Pakistan and Pakistanis, let us not discount the probabilities that the new hub of terror operations in our neighboring countries is Maldives. And President Muizzu needs to come clean, and the Indian government cannot sit down and watch. There are too many crumbs that need to be put together to form the bread, and that's it. So be alert, is what I'm saying.
Thank you, Savio. And also, viewers, consider donating to Goa Chronicle. You can go to their website and you can see that they are looking for some donations, because this is a difficult business. And if you want to be in independent journalism, if you want to do independent journalism, you are our sole support system. So consider donating to Savio. Savio is doing excellent work. I'm hoping that you will have a bigger role to play in India's politics, Savio, and wish you all the best. And thank you once again. Namaskar.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye.